Welcome back, everyone, and prepare to be bedazzled because today we're going to be searching for Marvel Legends action figure lots via eBay. By the way, just to give you some context, today is November 13th of 2021, so if you search for these deals in the pending future, they will more than likely not be available to you, lamentably. The auctions would have more than likely already have elapsed by the time you search for these particular listings. I sorted the listings via price plus shipping highest first. Here's the first lot. This guy's asking for around $25,000, possibly even more. He's telling me to make an offer. However, you're only procuring around 650 figures, so at a total of almost $40 per figure, it seems to be an unwarranted deal, especially since these figures are not on par with their Toy Biz Marvel Legends counterparts. They're retailed for $8 plus sales tax. This last seems to be primarily comprised of Hasbro Marvel Legends figures that are inferior in every facet to their Toy Biz counterparts, in spite of commanding a steeper premium price relative to Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. Moving on, nothing piques my interest, nothing tickles my fancy, nothing appeases me here. I'm just curious. This lot has aroused my curiosity. We have more Hasbro Marvel Legends figures that are characterized by insipid mediocrity. This guy's probably asking for around 20 to 30 per figure, presumably. I don't know the exact tally of figures that comprise a lot. At $750 plus shipping costs plus sales tax, it's probably going to be closer to $850 for however many figures comprise this lot. Oh, the lot is actually smaller than I presumed. It looks to be around 50 figures. That's what I'm going to estimate. So, let me just ascertain how much he's asking for. Bear with me a brief moment. It's close to $20 per figure, presuming that the lot is comprised of 50 figures, but it seems to be possibly comprised of slightly more than 50 figures, maybe closer to 60 to 70 figures, who knows. I don't have the mental bandwidth today to deal with ascertaining how many figures comprise this lot. Was it remiss of him to neglect to list how many figures comprise a lot? I believe so. I think it would have been all the more enticing, all the more compelling to make an offer if he listed the tally of figures that comprise a lot. This guy gets down to business. He explicitly stated that 27 figures comprise this Marvel Legends lot. Again, at around $20 plus per figure. It's just an unvindicated purchase. We do, however, have a figure of Destroyer. I think Destroyer is easily worth over $20. He's an extraordinary behemoth of a figure. He's meticulously detailed. He has high quality textures, high quality shadings, high quality aesthetics. And it looks like he's ready and raring to enter the fray and wreak havoc against his adversaries. Here's another lot. You get 39 Marvel Legends action figures, some of which are derived from the X-Men Classics series. Nonetheless, a copious amount of them are variants. Only some of them appear to be Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. In spite of their merits, he's asking for a steep price of $600 plus sales tax for only 39 figures. So if you round up to $650, due to the sales tax charge. And you divvy it up by the quantity of figures on the lot. You're paying close to $20 per figure, or around $16.66 per figure. It's predicated upon where you reside. But if your sales tax rate in your jurisdiction is close to 10%, then that would amplify the price of this lot to $660. Now, if you're in a budget, especially a shoestring budget, and if you only have an infinitesimal amount of money to procure Marvel Legends figures, you do not want to spend your money buying all these variants when you're missing a copious amount of characters from your prodigious Marvel Legends action figure collection. So in this lot, we get a couple Cables, a couple Bishops, a couple figures of Colossus, a couple figures of Gambit, but the figures are just negligibly nuanced. Yes, their attires are aesthetically appealing, and yes, variants do assuage me just because they're unique and novel, but it's preferable to get figures of characters you do not have in lieu of buying more variants of figures that you already have. So just bear that in mind, render that indelible. Have as many characters as possible in your collection. It does not need to be deluged with variants. Let's move on. We're trying to find a lot in which you can buy, hopefully, preferably, Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures for around $5 per figure, especially if you're going to lay out hundreds of dollars at a time. Here we go. We have 12 figures for $312 plus sales tax. That's presumably around $30 per figure. Extrapolate that there won't be a single bid on that lot. However, someone may be inclined to make an offer if they are yearning to buy the figures that comprise that lot. As you are acutely aware, the Hasbro Marvel Legends action figures are mediocre at best. They're also shoddy relative to their Toy Biz Marvel Legends counterparts. They're inferior in terms of their articulation, details, aesthetic, shadings, textures, accessories, build-a-figure pieces. Unfortunately, they're inferior in every facet relative to their Toy Biz Marvel Legends counterparts. And in spite of that, the retail prices are now typically 287.5% greater than the retail prices of the $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. However, even when you pay that premium price, you're not getting a comic book, and you're also not always getting a build-a-figure piece. But even in contexts in which you do get a build-a-figure piece, it is not comparable, not on par with a build-a-figure piece for a Toy Biz Marvel Legends build-a-figure. Those Toy Biz Marvel Legends build-a-figures stood roughly 14 to 16 inches tall. They were meticulously detailed. They had ample points of articulation. They were truly behemoth figures. They were colossal, enormous, sizable, hefty. They were not shoddy hunks of plastic. We have a retro Spider-Man lot. All these deals are just abysmal. I don't know why this guy titled this listing as a lot when he's just selling a single Hydra agent. What do we have here? I exhausted some mental bandwidth counting the lot. 8 figures for 150 plus sales tax. That's going to be around 165. So, and almost $20 per use figure for Hasbro Marvel Legends action figures is a definite pass. Let's see what else is offered real briefly. Damn, all these listings are unappealing. The deals are just so egregiously wretched relative to the deals that were offered in past years. If you went on eBay over a decade ago, action figures were all the more affordable. But today they're egregiously overpriced. They're eminently overpriced. And even if you buy them on loss, you're still going to pay close to top dollar, lamentably. But people begrudgingly acquiesce to paying these premium prices because there's distribution problems. As the stores with the figures, they're almost impossible to find as the stores. The stores are not properly stocked with desirable action figures, and if they do miraculously get them in stock, they'll get sold out instantaneously in a jiffy. Now, this lot actually isn't too abysmal. We get 3 Super Skull Soldier figures, and they actually have finger joint articulation. These are Hasbro figures, but they look akin to Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. However, for over $25 each is a definite pass. You're better off getting NECA Alien figures, or close to 3 Jack specific figures per Super Skrull Soldier figure. Furthermore, they may release a Super Skrull Soldier figure in the future. It may not be as extraordinary as these particular figures, but even if it's negligibly nuanced and at a slightly lower price, then you're better off going with the one that is more affordable. Even in contexts in which action figures are not homogeneous to one another and are far more than just negligibly nuanced. The Super Skull Soldier figures that are pending release, they may be sold for $15 plus shipping plus sales tax, but if you buy them in a large quantity, then it could help to defray the cost per figure because they'll be shipped together as an aggregate. Which thereby reduces the shipping costs per figure if you're buying them in a lot as opposed to individually. Here's another Marvel Legends lot for close to $20 per figure, $60 plus $12 or $11.80 in shipping costs plus sales tax. It's another unwarranted purchase. Let's keep perusing through eBay. Or reaching the bowels of the listings. So we have 5 figures being sold for $60 plus sales tax. Close to $14 per figure. That's not too appealing, but it's not the utmost worst deal in the world. There's actually a better deal. We have 7 Marvel Legends figures for $60 plus sales tax, under $10 per figure. That's a bit more desirable. But the lots are too random for the collector to vindicate buying them at a premium price per figure. We've made it down to page 41. We have a couple of Hercules figures. Ooh, what's this? Oh, those are not Marvel Legends. Actually, one of them is a Marvel Legends figure. Whatever. Let's see what is offered on page 45. Anything appealing, anything enticing, anything tantalizing, anything at all to provide me with some stimuli? No. We have the Kingpin and 3 Daredevils. All Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. I think the Kingpin was derived from the Face Off 2-pack. I think the Toy Biz Daredevil figure is derived from Series 3. One of them is a variant based on the Daredevil movie. This lot isn't too abysmal. Would I have any qualms or misgivings about buying this lot? Well, after seeing the Kingpin's condition, he's scuffed. His vessel appears to be marred. There's all these scuffings. I would just forgo buying that lot. It's quite a shame and quite a pity that these figures are not always unscathed. They're not always in mint and pristine condition. And some of them are improperly handled. Not everyone who buys Marvel Legends action figure is always a collector. Now we're stumbling upon some fodder loss. You get 2 figures of the Thing for 35 plus sales tax. You're better off with the Marvel Select Thing. You have a couple of Fortnite figures. Let's see what else. Anything here that's enticing? For $25 plus sales tax, nearly $14 per figure. It's just a foregone opportunity to buy that lot, especially since that Iron Man figure is incomplete. I do, however, love the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures and the corresponding action figure lines, such as X-Men Classics and the Fantastic Four Classics action figure lines. That's on page 69. Oh, we have a Marvel Universe figure. So, unfortunately, lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my grief, much to my agony, much to my distress, we didn't stumble upon one single stellar deal. Actually, I revoke what I just said, because if you can win these figures at the current bid of $2 plus shipping costs plus sales tax, which would be under $2 per figure at this juncture, that would be deemed a stellar deal. So this is one potential stellar deal. It's all predicated upon who's bidding against the winning bidder. But if the winning bidder manages to win these figures for under $5 each, then that's quite a feat. And I'm under the axiom that it will no longer become a stellar deal after the bid rises high enough to culminate in each figure totaling more than $5 per figure. But I don't see any buy it now listings in which you can procure Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures for around $5 per figure. They seldomly are populated on eBay. People don't want to part with their Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. They are reticent about doing so, and they have an aversion to doing so. This lot isn't abysmal either. Yes, they are over, although Omega Red figure's missing his tentacles. But I guess if you're content with buying an incomplete Omega Red figure at $22 plus sales tax, at around $8 per figure, it's not the quintessential Marvel Legends lab, but it's not the worst either. So you're paying essentially retail price for used and such or incomplete figures. Here's a Marvel Select Cloak and Dagger figures. And I guess you can ostensibly win them for $21 plus sales tax. So at close to $12 each, that's not an abysmal deal per se. They're also a part of a 1/10 action figure scale. Unfortunately, I didn't stumble upon any stellar, extraordinary, remarkable, indelible deals on Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures today. And once again, today is November 13th of 2021. I'm just seeing if I can find at least one stellar Marvel Legends deal as a buy now listing. That lot in which the current bid was under $2 per figure, the lot that was comprised of 17 figures, I'm under the axiom that the bid will ascend so high that buying that lot will become an abysmal deal or a mediocre deal for the winning bidder, in which he's paying probably closer to $10 to $15 per figure. But it sometimes is possible, fortunately, to buy the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures for around $5 per figure if you procure them in a lot. I don't think this deal is too bad if you're looking to army build. The army builder figures are covetable at $38.25 plus sales tax. Around $14 per Hydra soldier. But you could always utilize more army builder figures even if you already have some Hydra soldier figures. Preferably you want to abstain from buying duplicate figures, especially when your collection is incomplete and missing even figures of iconic, nostalgic, classic characters. So it's quite a shame and quite a pity that there's not a single stellar deal, but it is what it is, I suppose. Stellar deals for Marvel Legends action figures are seldomly found. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but it is possible if you search frequently enough, and if you're diligent and sedulous enough to keep up with the searches so that you could stumble upon one. And if you do, then it may behoove you to make an offer immediately if you're content with buying the figures before they get sold out, because you're potentially competing against every buyer in the world who yearns to add more Marvel Legends action figures to their collection. Yeah, some DC figures that comprise this lot. It's nothing too phenomenal, especially for over $200 plus sales tax. It's a definite pass. I guess the era in which you could buy extraordinary figures with 32 to 40 points of articulation that also came bundled with a builder figure piece from meticulously detailed behemoths of a 14 to 16 inch builder figure. It's unfortunately a bygone era, but you can always reminisce about it. However, today, fortunately, there still are some stellar action figures that retail for around the $10 price point, but that topic will be reserved for another video. I hope that you deem this video to be fascinating. Actually, let's see what we have here. This is one stellar deal thus far. At almost $35, plus $16.25 in shipping costs and sales tax. For close to $56, we are able to get 10 figures. I mean, if the price can be maintained at under $6 per figure, it is an extraordinary deal. Even though most of these figures are Hasbro figures. These look like the Marvel Universe figures, but actually the Sabretooth is a Toby's Marvel Legends figure, so the rest are at least, 6 to around 7.5 inches tall. Some may be slightly shorter, such as closer to 5.5 inches tall. But if you can procure these figures for under $8 or even under $6, then it would have been deemed a stellar deal. So what will determine whether or not this lot is a stellar deal is predicated upon the winning bid amount. But it's still expensive nonetheless if other people are going to perpetually outbid the winning bidder until someone manages to triumph in the auction. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and enthralling. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.